want to take this opportunity to thank our Provincial Commissioner, General Mtombeni, for really putting the resources and the energy to track the 450 criminals that we have identified as major contributors to crime in our province. To date, the number of kidnappings have declined, the number of cash highs have also declined, ATM bombings have declined. The only stubborn program that is still increasing in terms of numbers is GBV. And then we are looking at how best can we attend to this matter. We also want to thank all our local authorities who have jointly now made Gauteng to be boundaryless in terms of law enforcement. All municipalities have signed a partnership agreement, including the private security companies, as well as the SAPS. We now work together. We launched the program in Johannesburg. We had a major operation in the Vaal last month. Next month, we are going to Ekurhuleni, where we'll then also exercise the joint operation. The long term is to invade Johannesburg CBD. We are still moving around all the other regions just to determine whether we've got the capacity and the resources that are needed to clean all these areas that we want to clean. So we'll be in Ekurhuleni with an intention of trying to identify those that are responsible for criminal activities and those that are responsible for creating chaos in our province. When we were in Sidibeng, we managed to arrest 7 wanted people. Even though they wanted in other part of our province, they were hiding in Sidibeng. So when we had that joint operation, it assisted them to arrest those 7 wanted people. So it's quite clear that this program is assisting us in fighting crime in our province. You are quite aware that last week we welcomed the release of the second installment of the biannual State of Ethics report by the Gauteng Ethics Advisory Council. While the report outlines progress, it also exposes some troubling activities, such as officials that are conducting business with the state. It also points out significant progress in the work done to reinforce and institutionalize integrity across government agencies, including the investigation by Chapter 9 and Chapter 10 institutions. Cabinet discussed this report extensively. We unanimously agreed to adopt the report, and we've now put up working committees that will have to give us a report every cabinet meeting on progress on all issues that we identified by the Ethics Council, mainly to determine those that are doing business with government. We've done that. Department of Education, which has the highest number, have already set up the team, and they've sent a preliminary report. Majority of people that are doing business with government are our educators, unfortunately, and are doing business outside our province. It's part of their side business that they've engaged and embarked on, or tendering for some of the services in other government institutions. There are also areas where you find that it's genuine work. For example, you find that a teacher is part of the SGB, and when the SGB goes to meeting, they give a teacher a petrol allowance, or they pay a teacher for the kilometers that they've traveled. But it will be captured as payment, and then our system will take it as if we are doing business with government because government has paid you. But we are cleaning that report because the 2 departments that are assisting us is the Department of Education and the Department of Health. Actually, I had a discussion also with his HOD Education that says that he fears that in the next report it can be there because he also claims travel allowances when he goes on some of the work, and is paid through the system of BAS. And the system of BAS, when we interface, it will say you are doing business with government. But we are cleaning that report. It's one area that worries us. I've received the final outstanding lifestyle audits of the HODs that we're not going through the lifestyle audits. Of the 2 reports that I've received last week, of the 2 HODs, 1 HOD has passed the audit and 1 HOD has failed the lifestyle audit. We've requested that HOD to then subject themselves to the second round on areas that have been flagged by the SIU. Our lifestyle audits are not done by us as government, they're done by the SIU. And we are the only province that have entered an agreement with SIU so that we can empower SIU to go through this lifestyle audit reports. There is one that is outstanding. The relevant information was provided last week, and SIU has committed to me that in the next 2 or 3 weeks, they will conclude. This will have 100% lifestyle audit outcomes. I've started the process of consulting with the MECs and the HODs themselves on how to take this process forward, because I can't just receive these reports and not act on them. So we're working on this aspect. But we're impressed with the number of people that are responding to challenges that we have identified as the Gauteng provincial government outside the normal processes. For example, Gauteng has now started the process to vet all SCM staff. Anyone that is managing our contracts, as I'm speaking to you now, they're going through their lifestyle audits as well and their financial disclosures. It's a first in the province, but also a first across the country, where a province is taking all its managers through this process, purely because we really believe in good governance as a provincial government. We really don't want to do things that will really embarrass us. So this year saw only a slight dip to 99.4% due to 2 officials that were suspended. Otherwise, we'd have 100% of financial disclosures of senior managers. We're at 99% because 2 of the managers could not do the financial disclosures because they were suspended. So to achieve 99.4 in terms of financial disclosures is a massive achievement if you take the population of our staff and the paperwork that needs to be compiled for this process to be attended. So compliance is our top priority when vetting senior management. And as of October 2024, the Gauteng provincial government had 750 senior managers and only 732 went through the vetting process, thus giving us another 98% compliance. And vetting is just to check whether they're not in databases that are against the state, so that before we employ you, we just have to ensure that you go through this vetting process. As I said, of the 750, 732 have passed that vetting process, bringing us to 98%. In collaboration with Chapter 9 and 10 institutions, the provincial government is at the various stages of investigating cases identified across the Gauteng City region. We intend to implement this recommendation as soon as they are finalized, especially the ones that are coming from the Auditor General. I wish to reiterate that as the Gauteng government, we are looking to establish a mechanism that will help us monitor implementation of the ethics reports, but also to ensure that the lifestyle audit of the remaining MECs, 3 MECs, are concluded in this term, in this quarter, so that we know also at the level of the premium MECs, the lifestyle audits are finalized. We need to lead as leaders. We must not say our officials must go through this lifestyle audits and ourselves don't go through this lifestyle audits. So we only have 3 MECs that are going through purely because they are appointed in this period, and as they conclude this, it will mean that we'll have 100% part of compliance in terms of lifestyle audit. We also committed to respond to issues that are affecting people of Gauteng. We identified 13 problems, we call them G13. High on the agenda was the issue of potholes, maintenance of roads, as well as issues related to grass cutting, street lights, traffic lights. And we have prioritized these matters. We've met with the mayors of our municipalities just to put a plan together. As a provincial government, we are proud that we appointed CSIR just to map the potholes in our province and the nature of our roads and the roads that need to be fixed, so that we don't just resolve this problem in the dark. So we've received the preliminary report that states that the road infrastructure that is owned by the Gauteng provincial government stretches over 5,400 kilometers. This is the road infrastructure that we are responsible for to ensure that there are no potholes and the traffic lights are functional. Of the 5,400 kilometers of this road, 5,000 of it it's tarred, which means it's tarred roads, and almost 1,400 is gravel road that need to be changed. And majority of these gravel roads are in our township informal settlement. Currently, only 35% of the 5,400 roads that we are responsible as the province that we can say is in good condition. So we can see that we've got lots and lots of work to do. So we've now set aside 1.5 billion rand for immediate road repairs and maintenance. And additionally, by the end of 2025, we'll take over the coordination of road maintenance program, currently managed by provinces, to be managed by municipalities on our behalf. So this is our contribution to fill the pothole as the provincial government. You know, the provincial roads and provincial traffic lights. So we've identified, we requested CSIR to map them so that we know where to fix, and then we are working very hard to resolve this. The municipalities, we've also given them this task. So we meet quarterly, myself and all executive mayors, to then map and determine progress in terms of the filling of potholes. We are proud that this program is moving smoothly and that we are moving to fill up the potholes. And once more, we want to apologize to our motorists in our province that are going through so many potholes. But there is a plan, there is a budget. We are now starting with the final implementation of this program so that we attend to these issues as soon as possible. So to expedite repairs, local municipalities will now handle the maintenance of provincial streetlights on our behalf. We've already finalized an agency agreement with Johannesburg Municipality. We are in advanced negotiations with Tshwane Municipality. If we can sort out the three metros, Tshwane, Ekurhuleni, and Johannesburg, we really believe that we would have made meaningful progress. You'll all recall that the President visited our province to establish the Presidential Working Group that has been tasked specifically to revitalize the Johannesburg CBD. We are proud to report that this team has resumed its work, and we've already started to have the working group. And so far, we've also succeeded in reclaiming 12 illegally occupied buildings through court interventions. And these were 12 buildings that were hijacked. They are now back in the hands of government, and we are trying the process of revitalizing these buildings. You will also recall that we appointed the Gambebe Commission, chaired by a judge, to give us the final report by end of June on how to turn around Johannesburg. This report is very critical in identifying the key players behind hijacking of buildings, but most importantly, the modus operandi that they've used, so that it can allow us to take stronger action against this criminal activity. Once more, we want to thank the presidency for focusing on Johannesburg, but as the provincial government, we have expanded their mandate to include all the CBDs in Gauteng, so that we don't only solve Johannesburg, we can attend to Germiston, Roodepoort, Springs, Brakpan, in partnership with all the municipalities as part of revitalizing our CBDs. You'll also recall that we had a report where the provincial government was accused of spending almost 34 million per month in rentals in terms of office space. I've since appointed a team to investigate this, and the terms of reference were publicly released, and the team has been given 2 months to conclude. But in our meeting as the Executive Council of Gauteng, we've taken a decision that the Gauteng Government Precinct project should be reinstituted. This will allow the unoccupied office buildings that is under the ownership of the Gauteng government can be part of the private-public partnership program, so that this set chapter can be closed once and for all. Where the buildings can be renovated and be handed over to government department, we will do so. Where it can be given over to private sector for other responsibilities, we'll also consider that. This is the matter that we will await as the team that is investigating this matter concludes it and present the report to us. The project of the Kopanum Precinct has since been registered with the National Treasury, and approval is obtained for feasibility study, so that there is a special portion around town here that can only be for government offices only and owned by government. We believe this will then finally assist us in the cost analysis and ensure that we don't have to spend money on office rentals. Later in June, we are relaunching the Nasispani Krashnelova program. This has been a massive program that have assisted us to create opportunities to almost 60,000 unemployed people. The Department of Education is now in the process of recruiting 32,000 assistant teachers. We also want to recruit additional 40,000 beneficiaries that will work within government institutions in the next 12 to 36 months, especially for youth that are not in employment, youth not in education, or youth not in training. We are pleased to announce that this Nasispani program or skills development program will be launched next month, and we're intending to partner with the Department of Labor and other institutions that have been assigned the task to create job opportunities. We welcome the decision by Judge President of Gauteng Division, Judge Dustin Mulambo, to streamline court processes by introducing a new directive and protocol to expand the use of mediation. We have been hit by a lot of litigation, especially within the health sector and also the DID sector. And therefore, the decision by Judge President of our province to ensure that before matters are enrolled in court, there must be a mediation process. We support this process as government. And we are quite aware that this matter has been taken to court by those that oppose it. We want to apply to be the friends of the court because we really believe this mediation process will fast track to unlock service delivery in our province, as majority of these cases are government-related cases. A major part of this problem is that many cases on the civil trial role don't need a judge for intervention. Up to 85% of these matters are settled in a day of a trial. And therefore, we really believe this will open that opportunity for us to conclude the backlog and clear the backlog and reduce delays in our court system. During the State of the Province, I also indicated that we'll be finalizing a groundbreaking agreement with the People's Republic of China in Yunnan, where we'll open trade avenues for our SMMEs to export nuts, rooibos tea, biltong, honey, moringa, wine, to this new market that we have opened with a population of 66 million people across 13 cities without any major restrictions. We are happy to report that next month I will be leading a delegation to China to then realize this important partnership with the province of Yunnan in China. This is a groundbreaking agreement where our SMMEs and our farmers will have their products showcased in China without going through stringent mechanism. This partnership is a game changer for small businesses. As I conclude, I want to extend our heartfelt congratulations to the South Africa Under-20 soccer team, Amajita, for the outstanding victory in AFCON. We are also delighted as the province that the PSL trophy soccer will remain here in Gauteng, and thanks to Mamelodi Sundowns for their exceptional performance. But a special congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs FC, another Gauteng team, for their long-awaited victory of Nedbank Cup, a well-deserved achievement indeed. As Mamelodi Sundowns prepares for their crucial upcoming match this weekend, we want to assure them that they have the support of the Gauteng government as they conquer Africa, and they will also proudly represent South Africa at the FIFA World Club Cup competition. Finally, we applaud South African athletics team, particularly a child from Gauteng, Akani Simbini, for his phenomenal performance in the 100-meter, showcasing speed, determination, and excellence on the global stage. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Premier. Colleagues, we will take clarities to the questions. We know the brief. To try and expedite the process, Premier, let's take maybe 3 or 4 questions and then answer. There's no hands. Start this side. 2. 3. Okay. Let's go.
Thank you. My name is Stephen Siapot from Panyaza Lesufi. 2 questions for now. The first one is of this year, the Hunan province has made about 8 billion yuan, which is about 20 billion rands from import-export trade. And we see that there's a huge deficit between the province and Gauteng. So we see that the trade talks are advancing, but we're not seeing them closing that trade deficit because a lot of products come from that province. And Gauteng is the hub when it comes to logistics, where some of these products they start from here and they export across the country and the continent. We just want to know on your side, what is provincial delegation doing to close the trade deficit between the two provinces? Then lastly, it's regarding the water infrastructure challenges. As you see recently in Joburg, there was a huge burst where a lot of municipalities got affected. At the same time, in this city, there's a lot of communities that for weeks that have been plagued by low pressure due to rainwater, reducing the pressure because of trying to pay illegal bills. At the same time, the municipalities claiming that they have serious infrastructure issues that the provincial government has promised to intervene after that water meeting where the national government was also involved. I just want to know what's the progress regarding that. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. Yes, here.
Perhaps I missed it. How are preparations going for 2020 in terms of some of the projects that you have going? I know something looks like a construction site, so perhaps you could just give us an update on the progress that's been made there and how much money has been spent. I'd like your thoughts as well on that meeting yesterday between Trump and Ramaphosa. Given the fact that it seems South Africa was painted as a very violent country that's very crime-ridden, what does that do for investor confidence, given the fact that you're looking for money and investors in Gauteng? How do you think Team South Africa fared? Thank you.
Good morning, Premier and EC and HOD. Premier, I just want to check with you, speak of the relationship between China and America, China and South Africa, or Gauteng for that matter. I just want to check with you, what role can the Americans play in solving our crime issue? I know you are very invested in solving that issue, so what role do you see them playing? I know there was talk about drones during that meeting last night and all of these things. What role do you see them playing? And then, interestingly, we all know that video that was played, but we being associated with a party like the EFF, given that meeting and what we saw in the meeting last night. And then, if you can just bear with me, I have questions here from our investigative team. They would like to know if you are able to release the name of the service provider that was accused of one. Transparency. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Over to you.
Yeah, let's start with Stephen. You know, the water challenge in our province, I'm quite convinced now that we've managed to handle it. We worked very hard to ensure that the Val Dam for purification. We only minister that, you know, the way we open the Val Dam when it's overflowing, we should establish systems of storing that water rather than allow it to flow and then later complain when we don't have water in the province. But the burst pipe that was witnessed in Johannesburg, the team have been working there, attend to it. The only major problem is the dispute between Emfuleni and Rand Water in establishing what they call the joint vehicle. I've assigned MEC Mamabulo to attend and resolve that issue. That's the stumbling block that leads to Rand Water reducing some of. So we don't have a problem of water. Of last year, the beginning of this year. Meet with the minister every Sunday. We've attended those projects. We are just having infrastructure challenges of the bus pipe and the disagreement between Rand Water in Emfuleni as well in Mohali, where they've reduced the water because of outstanding payments. So if we conclude those issues, I'm of the view that we would have resolved major challenges of water. I know there are areas around Sentin during the week, St. Peter's School, they didn't have water as well. And Johannesburg Water intervened because they identified the burst pipe there. So where we know there are challenges, the municipalities will assist us to resolve those issues. But generally, in terms of water, I'm proud to declare that we've got sufficient water. It's just the aging infrastructure and the burst pipes that leads people not to have access to water. It's not because there is a shortage of water in our province, which was one of the G13 challenges that we are attending to. Actually, was the first one, if I have to be precise. In terms of the trade deficit between ourselves and Yunnan, that's the reason why we're going to Yunnan. To say, let it be a win-win situation. It must not be one-sided or overwhelming for one institution. And for us to push for them to open the market and also to broaden the products that they want us to take to Hunan will really assist us. So I don't want to prejudge them. Allow us to go there. We're leaving on the 7th or 8th of June. We are back after the 15th. And after that, I think we'll give you a full update on how the trade relations will be structured. That is why we deliberately said, let it be a province-to-province relationship. And I'm quite impressed that you know the figures and how this trade has been happening within these two provinces. So I'm tempted that I might need your assistance as we deal with this matter. So thank you. The G20, we feel we are ready. We've already went an extra mile where we need to make the necessary services available. And the reason why we were chosen is because of our hospitality market, the airports, our transport network, and other things. But we just need to go an extra mile. I really believe that areas where we've not done the way we should have met those targets by now. But we are overconfident that the team will really assist us. You can see that the province is marketing this activity through the billboards and other things. We are participating in all the working committees. We have successfully held various meetings of the G20 in our province. But the November one is a big one. And where we are hosting it on behalf of the country. And therefore, the country should guide us. And if the country as well feel that they can bring extra capacity or there will be extra capacity in other areas and we'll be the first one also to open our arms because we really want it to be a South African event rather than a Gauteng event. So whoever has the best and can contribute the best, we are open-minded as a province. But the decision lies with National that we need to conclude the task that they've given us, and those particular tasks, we are executing them. There's still more that needs to be done and to be attended to. When you host an event of this magnitude, you will never say you are ready. You'll have to wait until the event starts to determine that indeed you are ready. But the inquiries are refreshing, and the number of people that wants to come here during that period is indeed encouraging. So we're looking forward to have this economic boom or boost purely because of this activity. Well, I want to thank the President and the team that went to Washington yesterday to reset the relationship and also to establish the trade relations that we so desperately need. Remember, we'll be hard hit as Gauteng. The motor industry is in Gauteng, and it's our major economic activity. And we're worried that this relationship between South Africa and the US was starting to really harm various sectors of our society. And I'm really pleased that the President really went there open-minded, and the President really led us as a country. He made us proud, and we want to thank the entire delegation across those that represented us. Obviously, it was tense, difficult, but I think the country can be proud now that indeed our President came out of that session smelling the chant of certain political parties. To us is water under the bridge. The reality is that South Africa is ready to reset the relations, and that we should not be judged on the conduct of people that are not running government. We are running government, and these are the people that are assigned the task to run government. And the team that represented us there, I think they did well. I spoke to the MEC responsible for DID to respond fully to News 24 on the inquiry that we have made. The MEC and the HOD are ready to give you the report. The preliminary report they gave me was that the contracts that have been mentioned here, they didn't even proceed, they were cancelled. But they can give you the full information as you have requested. I suspect I've responded to all the questions. Why we are not on the website, I'm not sure, DG. I think you can say that successful bidders must be publicized on the website after the things. I'll check that with the DG and the MEC responsible for finance. We run government, don't worry. Don't worry about other people that are chanting. We run government. And we are proud that we are running government. So let's leave it there.
Thank you, Premier. Any, okay. All right, thanks very much. My name is Clifford from Gauteng Premier News. Premier, maybe you could give an update, if you had one, on the inclusive protest this week. What is your reaction to that? And maybe kindly provide the names of the MECs whose lifestyle projects are yet to be completed. And what is your reaction to the Mayfair fire incident this week where four kids killed? And on the Tembisa Hospital, MEC, maybe just give us an update regarding new arrest or that you know of, and what would like the first thing is that when the project comes again, will that be a priority to refurbish the hospital?
Good morning, my name is Howard Farham Shwan, I'm a journalist from Eyewitness News. First question I want to ask, it's a pity the Dr. MEC is not here, but it has to do with the Ekurhule's Chief Financial Officer. We saw the letter from Culture Minister Velenkosi Mhlabisa saying his appointment was irregular, and the city of Ekurhule had been given about 5 days to respond to the Gauteng province's correspondence. Has the city contacted to you about the appointment of Kagiso Mbuta as the Chief Financial Officer, and what is the next step since we know that this appointment was irregular? And the second question I want to ask has to do with Ekurhule. The province has cut funding to the Ramaphosa and Thomas settlement on that side. And mobile toilets there have been infested with worms and maggots and haven't been cleaned in months. What can the Gauteng government do? I mean, hopefully says it doesn't have the money to pay for the program. So what's the next step there as well? Residents are struggling with the sanitation crisis. Thank you.
Let me start with Clifford. The three MECs are MECs that have just joined government. But MEC Peters, the MEC Shaila Peters is responsible for environment. MEC Lamin Peters represents the PA. Lamin comes from the IFP. He also joined government now. And MEC Ramokgopa. Lamin is EGAV. And Ramokgopa, it's agriculture and rural development. Well, we're the first to be alerted with the Mayfair fire by the law enforcement agencies. A sad event, I must be honest. We've asked our social development department to provide all the necessary support that will be needed. They've already engaged the relevant institutions so that we can provide all the support that is needed. It's a tragic event that exposes the element of parenting. So when the police were on scene, they filed a detailed report to me in terms of this incident. In terms of the Tembisa, I'll leave it to so that I don't steal the thunder of the MEC on the people that have come forward to rebuild Tembisa Hospital. There have been accusations when this thing, the fire, to say, no, it's because people want tenders. That is why they are there. So we are proud that FNB has raised their hand that they will rebuild that hospital on our behalf. So I'm not even going to pay a cent. But that's the thunder of the MEC. She has been working hard on that aspect. The person that has been identified, they've also implicated other people. I shared the report with the MEC, and I asked the MEC to ensure that they put up the systems. It's just an internal syndicate that feels that they can dictate terms to us, and I'm not going to tolerate that. We're happy that the police are working on that. We are strengthening areas where we feel that they wanted to abuse within our institutions. The Ditlu protest was unfortunate. We as the province were the foresight about the challenges of hostels. We're the first government when we came in the sixth administration to take stock of all hostels. We can tell you each and every hostel, its state, and what it needs for us to fix that hostel. There are 6 that are at the preview of the province. The rest are with municipalities. Besides that are with municipalities, in the current budget, that we are going to retable, each and every region have picked up an additional hostel to improve as the provincial government, because we are of the view that if we have to fight crime, hostels are one area that we need to get it right, to know who's there and why they're there and the kind of infrastructure that we have. We are the only government that have installed free data in all in the 6 hostels that we control. We've put solar panels, we've put CCTV cameras, we've also changed the windows, put showers and water. So we are very strong in improving hostels. So the situation of Deep Kloof, it was unfortunate because with this program of modernizing hostels, I don't think that we shared the information of the work that we've done thus far so that they can see that we are still coming to them. But the sale of land, how it was sold and other things, it's just miscommunication that I think the municipality and is in donors, they should have really clarified it. Now we've lost 2 lives and someone is in hospital with something that was really preventable. So we will continue to improve the hostels in our province, and we really believe it's an area that needs immediate attention because the state of hostels across the province, they're in a bad state. But we can't improve them at once. The cost is too heavy, almost 14 billion. That is needed to improve all the hostels. We will not raise that amount of money immediately. Then, Alpha, you know, when I saw the story of the CFO of Ekurhuleni, I was so happy because it means our check and balances are in place. That even if you can do something in one municipality, there are other arms of the state that need to verify and give you. And for National Department of COCTA to say the appointment was irregular, let's give Ekurhuleni that benefit of doubt to say how will they respond to it. They've not given me an update whether they are going to request for the review of the decision of the minister or they will comply. I think as soon as they do that, we'll share that information with you. I said to the MEC of Human Settlement and the HOD of Human Settlement, I met with them. I met with the HOD yesterday, I met with the MEC this morning. The situation in Enfuleng is completely unacceptable. It's how we mismanage the contracts that we have with service providers, because where I stand, we have budgeted for this responsibility as the province until the end of June. We are still in May, the service is not rendered. In no uncertain terms, I requested the MEC to attend to this issue because it's a human rights violation that can't be tolerated, especially in our province in Gauteng. So we have asked the HOD and they've given me a full report of what are the challenges, that they also feel that these responsibilities must be given to local authorities. But they are still with us now until the local authorities have taken over this. And they've indicated, majority of these local authorities, that they don't have the financial muscle to take up this. So we are working on the budget adjustment. It's not only in Enfuleng, it's also in the West Rand. Exactly the similar situation where people can't even go to relieve themselves because these mobile toilets are in a bad state. So I had a very not so nice meeting with the HOD and the MEC of Human Settlement, because this matter has been brought to my attention on various occasions. And we just need to attend to it and resolve it. So it will be attended. It's only beyond June that we need to work around. The MEC has indicated that there is a national grant that they will request the minister. They've already written a letter to minister. They've copied me, requesting the minister to ensure that that grant be expanded to accommodate temporary toilets so that we don't have this kind of a problem again. Sleep. When we say extra mile is to make Gauteng to be safe, to also make Gauteng to be ready to host, and that we have all the systems in place. Remember, this is a national event. We are just a host. And to be a host, even in your own place, when your in-laws are coming to visit you, you ensure that everything is really in top shape. That's exactly what we want to do. That our roads must be in top shape. The signage in particular must be in top shape. We are putting CCTV cameras at strategic areas, in particular where the event will be hosted. We wanted to put almost, I think it's 16 of the cameras. We are at 8 now. We still have 8 that can be fixed and be finalized. And the area, Nasrec itself, we believe that it needs to be given the necessary support as an event or as a place where the event will take place. So we're working very close with Nasrec. We met with them. We held our executive council actually there to do oversight, just to check if the things. So they said they will shut down that place for almost 3 months. So that's the part I'm saying. If they shut down for 3 months to fix it, if they're not ready to fix it, what happened? So we have to have alternatives and nothing. But we have shared this event, and I'm glad. There's no single province that can say they didn't have a piece of G20. There have been many meetings in Sun City, Mpumalanga, Eastern Cape. So we are not the only host. We are hosting it with everyone, including Cape Town. So we are not in competition with anyone. So at any moment, any time, if there are other provinces or other cities that are willing to support us, we are more than willing to do that. So the preparations is in full swing, if I have to use that word. How much has been done? Majority of the cost is national. I think our communication team is here of the meetings that were hosted. They can share those figures with you. I've not seen those figures. NASISPAN, we're excited about the second round of NASISPAN. Maybe let me explain it. Well, Slee, you know, you do it, you attempt. You don't do it, you attempt. So the people that are criticizing us on NASISPAN is purely because they understand the effectiveness of this program. We're not doing it for political mileage. We're doing it to fight unemployment. And we can only do that for a limited period because we don't have the full financial muscle as government. But what we are saying now, Slee, is that you have potholes. You've got buildings that are incomplete. You've got traffic lights that have gone down. You've got roads that are not maintained. You've got grass that is not cut. On the other side, you've got youth in the township somewhere that are unemployed. So you train them to do the work and pay them. So this is the next round of NASISPAN. It's a skills training to be welders, to know how to put in tiles, to be plumbers. So we've already done that. We've got 560,000. It's what? 544,000 people that are unemployed in Gauteng that have raised their hands that they want to be trained, either to be welders, to be bricklayers, plumbers, electricians, all these things. So the NASISPAN that we're going to launch is to go to TVET colleges to say, train these people, we'll pay a stipend. After they've been qualified, we'll connect them with professional bodies so that these are the people that will sort out the problems that we have, where we've got, for example, a school that is incomplete, the RDP house that is incomplete. We send them to go and complete and fill the potholes and do all that. You can't have unemployed people and have a problem. So you just have to reskill. And 522,000 that the DG speak about have raised their hands that they want to go back to school. So what they're going to do, when the schools are closed, they will then go to we're asking the technical schools, the teachers to remain, TVET colleges to also remain. Where we have universities that are closing during June, they will accommodate and train these young people for the next 3 to 6 months, and thereafter we'll deploy them to go and fix the challenges that we have. I mean, you find a traffic sign that have just fallen, they have to raise it. And just this kind of expanded public works And you'll know when we launch it, we'll be accused as well. But I honestly don't mind with the accusations, because you do it, you are damned. You don't do it, you are damned. Britain, the road of, as I said, we needed to reset the relationship first. It was going to be difficult, and I was happy that with the issues that they've raised to the president, the call to say, assist us to fight crime. And if the offer is accepted, we'll be the first one to raise our hands to say, let's work together. In terms of technology, in terms of systems, I mean, you know, the US, in terms of crime fighting, they've got sophisticated systems that can assist us to fight crime. But you do so when the relationships are healthy and in order. And yesterday, I think the president went to just to reset that and re-establish. And once more, I really believe that our president led us well, and we can take advantage of that relationship and move forward with all that we need to do. MC, do you want to re-emphasize the issue of Tembisa Hospital?
No, Chair, I think you've raised it.
Okay, thanks. Sizo, nasemani ba chai saba.
There's only one guy, and I want to accommodate him, and then we'll close.
But the publish is on Sundays.
Thank you very much. Contact Melissa from the Sunday Times. I just wanted to check how far with dealing with some of the heads of departments in Gauteng that we believe you were particularly undertaking for several reasons. One of them being that the Gauteng government returned about 1.8 billion back to national treasury.
Yep.
The Sunday Times had reported that you guys are spending about 34 million a month on building rentals. Some of these heads of departments were said to have failed the lifestyle audit because they're doing business with the state. We understand that you were in a process to, I don't want to say fire them, but to resolve that particular crisis.
Thanks, Kotas. Indeed, it didn't even start from government. We had a provincial task team workshop, or Le Khotla, and the ANC raised sharply the capacity of the state. And when these reports came in, I had individual discussions with each and every HOD. I had individual discussion with each and every MEC. And the MEC contributed in reshaping and how best can we capacitate that administrative machinery. But we'll be reckless to make changes now because we are going through audits, AG. AG is auditing department. So we want to give the AG space to conclude this process, and immediately after that, we'll make the necessary changes and strengthen the departments that needs to be strengthened.
I think I'm abusing my chairperson. Let's take the next one.
Good morning, Premier. My name is Guru Oplitova. I'm from Westside FM and the National Community Radio Forum. Mine it's a comment that I observed. I went to Pretoria on Monday, and I must say, Premier, Pretoria is very clean, like very, very clean. I was so shocked. I drove around, your sunny side, the CBD. Pretoria is very clean from what it was, and I don't know what can be done to see your city of Johannesburg looking like that, your Mohale City, your CDB and all that. But it was just more of a comment on that one.
Thank you so much. No, we met with the entire executive of Tshwane. Is it last week, did you?
Yeah, last week.
Yeah. We met with the entire executive of Tshwane to applaud their work and to encourage them to move fast. We're doing the same with all municipalities. We just have to get this synchronization right. But also it's the affirmation that this can be done. It can be done. I mean, the Johannesburg CBD, we just need to overhaul it and start to have safe places that we can be proud, especially public institutions like the courts, offices of government. We just have to ensure that they are clean, safe, and they can be utilized. But I'm glad that you can share that information with your colleagues from other media houses, because when you do those things, they normally say you can't thank the fish for swimming. I don't know where it comes from, but when there are problems, they raise these issues. But thank you for that. We truly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Premier. Thank you, MEC.
Thanks, MEC.
Colleagues, again, we appreciate your attendance.
We do.
The media briefing stands up.
Yeah.
Okay, we do have